what's going on, y'all? It's your boy SoSo, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of Fight Rewind. This time, we're previewing BKFC 62, going down June 21st at the Hard Rock in Hollywood. And tonight, we got the champion joining us, Bantamweight champion, Keith Richardson, the Underpaid Assassin. What's going on, my man?
What's going on, brother?
How you been, brother? How's the training camp going?
Training camp's going great. Yeah, we always getting it in here at Modern Warrior MMA. Yeah, like it's
like it's regular day work, huh?
Beating the crap out of each other.
That's a good regular day of work, man, for somebody in your profession. Before we jump into the interview, Keith, let the people know where they can follow your journey, man, on social media.
Like easy to find them, Rockstar MMA. And you can also check out Modern Warrior MMA on Instagram. And we always be posting some good training stuff. Some sweaty dudes with abdominals and stuff like that.
Just kicking the crap out of each other, man. But you know what? They say that steel sharpens steel, right? And for you
iron
to be
iron. Like I got a big banner.
I see it.
Tony Soto, we just posted a great picture of me and Tony Soto sparring with the banner "Iron Sharpens Iron" behind it. The background.
Yeah, man, it's true, right? I'm sure you've seen it, right, in your extensive career in the fight world. What kind of led you to becoming a bare knuckle fighter, right? Because you do have experience in MMA, you do have some boxing experience. But I always tell everybody who asks me about BKFC, bare knuckle fighting is completely different than any type of boxing that anybody's ever seen.
Yeah, it definitely is. Really, like BKFC tried to get me a couple of times. I was always interested in it. Really, when I cornered Taylor and started coaching her for BKFC, when she was on that one of those first Knuckle Mania cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw what they were doing, I was like, wow, this is something different. Like, it wasn't even like the energy and the production. I was like, they've got something here. So it was a lot. I was got way more interested in it. And then I just kind of got frustrated with the MMA scene, because I've been beating a lot of high profile guys, and I just wasn't getting signed by these big organizations. And then even when I did, guys refused to fight me, and so I didn't get the fight. At one point I had gotten signed by the PFL, and they couldn't get a fight. The fight never materialized, and so I never even got my opportunity. Then I fought Hunter Azure, and beat him in the second round, and he was the number one. It was right before he was on the Ultimate Fighter.
Right.
I was just frustrated, and I was like, all right, well, these BKFC guys, they got the dog in them. They ain't gonna run. So
right.
if I want to get fights, and I want to be able to really show what I can do, might be a good option. And as soon as after that first fight, I was hooked.
Man, let me tell you, I think it was the right option, brother, because you came in here and really put your stamp not only on the division, right, but on the scene itself, right, where people saw man, Keith Richardson, isn't he the MMA guy? And it's no, now he's in BKFC and he's dominating in BKFC. You're 4-0 right now, and some of the names that you beat in BKFC are extremely impressive, right? You took the belt from Reggie Barnett Jr. You beat Derek Perez in impressive fashion, destroyed Cody Jenkins. These names are not guys that anybody could sniff at, right? Especially in this 135 division. What makes you different from these guys? Because when you're in there, man, it's a different level of competition that people are facing.
Yeah, I think my striking's evolved to a point I've just been when I'm so my fight IQ, my footwork, my movement, and the fact that I'm just a lot of guys go in there and they just start brawling, especially once the pain starts hitting in and stuff like that, they either fold up and retreat, or they just start brawling and and they go into berserk mode. Me, right. I'm predatory with my fighting style. I'm gonna I'm gonna find my openings, pick you apart, and I'm gonna land hard shots. Like, I'm cool, calm, and collected under fire. Like, that's
Mm.
just that's the Marine, that's the gunfighter in me. Like, yeah.
I think
I've
that's
been through so many
a
gunfights. I'm not scared of a fist fight.
right. Like that should be nothing for you, man. But I definitely think that gives you that edge, right? Because like you said, the boxing is different, right? You gotta have high level of boxing and not necessarily throwing the hands and throwing punches. No, a lot of that is head movement. A lot of that is foot placement. A lot of that is knowing when to recoil and strike, right? And BKFC is something that we've seen fights end early because somebody connects the right punch at the right time in the perfect spot. Is that something that you think about during the fight? Like, man, I'm just gonna pummel this guy until the 5 rounds are over, or I see a spot here where I found the weakness. Now I can go in and destroy him.
Oh no, I'm always hunting, finding superior angles, superior entrances. That's like, I've got like 40 professional fights. Like, I'm one of the most seasoned fighters in the
That's a
organization.
fact.
Even though I don't have, like, there are plenty of guys that have more fights in BKFC than me, but I've got a ton of fights, a ton of success, and like, it's not boxing and it's not MMA.
Right,
It's fighting, and that's
right,
one thing I do very well. Like, like, it's crazy because my whole MMA career, everybody always knew me as a submission fighter.
right.
Yeah, submission fighter with good striking. Now we know how good my striking really is.
Yeah, and you get to put it on display in that type of fashion, man, where it's exciting, right? The fans really get into it. They can hear the punches landing, and the energy that gets supplied to you guys as fighters is like through the roof.
Yep. Different sound, different energy. Like the first time you hear bare knucks, start connecting it.
It's impressive. It's a hard sound to forget, right?
Yeah, like
Man,
that.
go
Like
ahead.
that perfect like home run swing in baseball. Like,
That
when you made
crack.
solid contact.
Yeah, that good old crack, that crack, and you know that ball is out of here, right? Man, we were talking about the energy that the Hard Rock sometimes presents, right? When the place is packed, the fighters are really good, and the fight is amazing, right? Um, how does that motivate you, right, as a fighter? Because obviously you go through the hard work of training, eating healthy, weight cutting correctly, all that mental aspect, but what type of fun and energy do you get from saying to yourself, I'm here to entertain and I'm gonna put a show on for these people?
Um, like, I know what my fighting style is always gonna, like, deliver on the excitement. So I try not to focus on that aspect. Like, I'm in there, I'm focused, I'm there to do a job.
Mm.
Like, the way I do it, I know it always going to be, like, crowd pleasing. Like, last year I fought 4 times and four bonuses. Like, I know my style is exciting, so I'm just focused on fighting my fight.
I like that.
Like, like, after I'll soak all the atmosphere in and stuff like that. But like, usually, like, in the bag and stuff like that. Like, especially because half the time we're sequestered in the locker room, so I don't really get to enjoy that part yet.
Right.
But like, I'm just sitting there, like, cracking jokes and, like, keeping calm and, like, getting ready for the fight and just focused on doing that job. And then after that, like, then you get to look around and be like, oh yeah, this is fucking cool.
Yeah, man. About business, man. I fucking love it. I love it, man. I wanted to ask you, you mentioned your previous military experience. How has that helped you in your fighting career? Is that a mentality thing or a physicality thing?
All the above.
I like that.
One, like, like, I've had I've had better motivation because of
Mm.
that, because, like, I did some really hard tours. I was in Fallujah, I was in Ramadi. I lost a lot of friends. So, like, one of the things that like, and, like, guys literally gave their life for mine. So one of the things that I always tried to make sure that I did was make sure my life meant something. Make sure I'm doing
Mm.
something that they would be proud of. like, you know, that they wouldn't feel fucking cheated.
Right.
You know, and like I know that because me and my guys, we have a yearly reunion. Like few units really do, but we had it rough out there. Like every year around the same time, we all meet up, you know, get drunk, howl at the moon, and you know, have a good time. Like and like,
Brotherhood.
you know, like and they always tell me like, you know, like how much like, you know, they love what like watching what I'm doing. Like last year I didn't get to go because I was it was night of the
The
press,
vet,
but
yeah,
they all got to, so it was cool though. Like I didn't get to be there, so like, but they all got to watch the like fight together.
man,
So it's pretty damn cool. Like, you know, I even called them up after and
that's amazing.
like, you know, that like that's been a big motivation. But also the fact that, you know, like especially when we're over there, like we're infantry, it's day on, stay on. Like
Mm,
we don't get days off. We don't get sick days. We don't get like, you know, we don't get
right.
days like where we're mourning the loss of a brother. But guess what? We still got to go out and do the patrol that, like, you know, that just got them killed. Like, so I know
Right.
mentally there's nothing I can't take.
Mm.
Yeah, that was one of the big things that helped me in the Scoggins fight. Yeah, I just
Mm.
lost my father right before the fight.
I'm really sorry to hear that, brother.
Like, you know, and that turned out to be one of the biggest and best fights of my career. Like, you know, we like we beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, man, it was a war,
Yeah,
legit.
and like, you know, that was a great thing for me too. Like it got me, like it allowed me to get all the emotions of, yeah, like, you know,
Mm.
that I've been going through in camp and stuff like that. Like, you know, I poured everything into that fight, and so did Justin. And like, you know, we just laid it all on the line. So like, you know, my military background's always been a big part of yeah, helping me through my fight career.
That's amazing, man. And we thank you for your service, bro. I'm sure you hear that all the time, bro. But I really mean that from the bottom of my heart, and for myself and my listeners, we really appreciate what you guys did out there and do out there for our country, man. It's beyond words. And it's inspiring. Truth be told, it's really inspiring to see you making something of it, right? And you mentioned that Scoggins fight, bro. That I feel like that not only it propelled your career in BKFC, right, but it gave you such a positive energy that you took and just ran with, right? Because to pull off 4-0 in a calendar year in BKFC is not easy. And I think you're only one of 2 or 3 fighters that happened to do that in 2023, which is an amazing stat in itself because of the viciousness that happens inside the ring, right? Especially when you fight in the style that you like to fight in sometimes. Man, let's talk a little bit about June 21st. Your opponent, Albert Blas, he's had some real good success in BKFC. He presents an interesting challenge to you because I think his speed is something that he can use to his advantage. How do you kind of neutralize that, or what's a good way for you to kind of neutralize any of the aspects that he may have an advantage on?
You know, I always got a plan for everything. And
Mm.
if that doesn't work, I've got plan B, C, D, E. And then if nothing else is working, I'm just gonna step in there and freaking like like, you know, like he's got to be just as worried and just concerned about my power as I've got to be about
A
his.
hundred
Like, you
percent.
know,
A
there's
hundred
only
percent.
there's only one guy that like was able to finish a fight with me. The
Right.
rest of the guys, like, and those are high level guys. Yeah, first round knockout, second round knockout.
Yeah, and we're talking when one of those knockouts were for the belt. You know, the belt that you're currently showing off right there. You know, low key. I see you, my boy. I
Like,
see
you
you.
know,
That shit's
my
looking
girl
nice.
got to travel with me everywhere.
Absolutely, right? You earned them. You got to keep them with you, right?
Yeah, it took me a long time to get it, and I plan on keeping it for a while.
Yes, sir, man. June 21st. This man right here, Keith Richardson, the Rockstar, Underpaid Assassin. He's going to put on a show for you guys. So make sure you guys are buying your tickets. And if you need some tickets, hit up my man. He can hook you over the discount code. Keith, I appreciate you so much, man. And I thank you again for your service. One more time, let the people know where they can find you, brother.
Rockstar MMA on Instagram, Modern Warrior MMA. Now if you're in the Rock Hills, Charlotte area, you know, come on by the gym. You know, we got one of the best training atmospheres. Like, you know, we're one of the few gyms that really does it all. Like, you know, we got a great we got a great bare knuckle program. Like I'm lucky to have a like kind of like a nice little hub for everybody to come down and train and like beat up on each other.
That's important, man. A lot of guys get signed from those prospects events. So if you guys are really about that life or think you are, man, go train with a champion and see what it's like to be a BKFC champion. Let's go, Keith. Appreciate you, brother. Looking forward to seeing you soon in person, man. Catch you soon at the weigh-ins.
Appreciate it. I'll see you there, brother.
Yes, sir. That's Keith Richardson, the Rockstar, Underpaid Assassin. Make sure you guys give him a follow on social media. He's going to be fighting June 21st at the Hard Rock BKFC 62. You're not going to want to miss it. You guys know what to do. Hit the like button, drop a comment, let us know what you think, and more importantly, turn on the notifications so you guys get notified when we keep dropping these episodes. Till next time, peace.